Hello everybody and welcome to Sports and Nerdy. It's been a while since I've done the show. I mean, it's been a busy guy, busy man. So guys, I do apologise. My child needs a drink. Um, so before we begin, shout out to today's unofficial sponsor. You and Me Happy Family is a charity based in England. They support children with SEND needs. They're a brilliant charity. And yeah, show them some love. I'll be sending the link in the description after the show. So yeah, send some love. Unofficial sponsor, say that now. You know, just give them a shout out. Show them some love. But no, let's get on to it. Today's show is all about transfer news for every single club I can think of. Every club that I care about, anyway. What is going on with Bruno Guimaraes? What is going on with that player? What is going on with my captain? Because Arsenal want him heavily. Arsenal want him. They supposedly put two bids in of like 55 and 60 million pounds, according to Arsenal intermediaries and several Arsenal fan channels. I'm not saying names, but you know who you are. I don't believe it one bit, because when we had the whole Isaac situation last season, we had one sec, guys. 1 second. Hold on. Apologies, guys. When we had the whole Isaac situation, we had bids put in from Liverpool for 50, no, 50, that's ridiculous. 80, 90, then went up to what we wanted. The Tonali one, bids put in 50, 70, 80, 90, got what we wanted. Gordon was pretty done quickly, to be fair. Like, respect Barcelona for that. Knows a good player. England's left wing. Just, I know, mate. I know. I agree with you. But yeah. Let me just before I forget. I know you just reminded me, didn't you? Thanks, mate. Link is in the description. I'll send it again just in case. The links for the stream is in this, like, so you can join. So anyone wants to join? Yeah. So Bruno Guimaraes is going to who? Will he go to Arsenal? Me personally, I don't think he will, because Arsenal have sent their intermediaries to say, we want the player. You want him? Do what Liverpool did. Do what Tottenham did. Do what Barcelona did. Stump the cash. Then we'll talk. You can't say to intermediaries, okay, let's go and bid him. I know. What do you think? I know. I think he should go to. I think players should go to. But yeah, by the way, before I forget, we deserve better. We deserve better. Bigger? What the hell? Apologies. We deserve better. Big up yourself. Thanks for joining. If you want to join, links in the description. But no, I honestly think Bruno Guimaraes to who? Arsenal? Unless they stop going to whispers and gossip, he's not going Arsenal. He wants to go, but if he go Arsenal. Me personally, I said it on another channel, I want him to go to Chelsea. Because wouldn't it be funny that if a certain club got your first target in Rodgers, got your wife in Rodgers, then went to go and get your mistress in Bruno? That would be hilarious from my point of view. It'd be hilarious. I just imagine the fan reaction. Just imagine the fan freak. Just imagine the freak out we're gonna get. We're gonna get fans saying we never wanted him. Did we? Never wanted him. Yeah. No. Bruno Guimaraes is not as good a player as everyone's thinking, and yet he could have gone to your club before he came to my club. He could have gone to Arsenal, but he said no. He wanted to play for Eddie Howe's Black and White Army. Didn't want to go and join Arsenal when they were going for top four. Wanted to go for a relegation fight. But hell, Arsenal, yeah, Newcastle, whatever Newcastle is I can think of. Joe Willock's going for success apparently. I know, mate. I know. Newcastle going. Joe Willock going for success. Joe Linton might be leaving to go to Saudi. Nick Pope's still rumoured to go to Hull, Ipswich. The James Trafford news is apparently dead. Apparently dropped off. What other news can I think of? Matt Targett's joined Hull on a free contract. Who we got from Villa? Trying to think who else we got. There's something else Newcastle news. Yeah. James Trafford, I have no idea what's going on with that news, to be fair. And I think that's it for Newcastle. Yeah. I can't think of any more news for Newcastle. Arsenal news where they got rejected by Rodgers because he wanted to go to a bigger club, you know. The club that actually runs London, not the red side of London. The blue side of London is the Kings of London, in my opinion. I know. What's that? You want to play? Alright, I'll play. But no, as we're saying, Chelsea, if you somehow buy Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle, for one, I'll be happy because it will be funny to watch the crash outs. Two, you will pay us what we want or close to it. You won't put some measly 15, 20 million pound evaluation. And three, Newcastle and Chelsea have a good relationship in transfer market. We bought Lewis Hall from you. You bought I think you bought Bar from us a few years ago. Seems like a century ago actually. So yeah, both clubs are respectful to each other. Arsenal, the one thing that annoys me with Arsenal, the Sophie situation, is that Arsenal went for Bruno Guimaraes the day after King Kevin Keegan. By the way, rest in peace, Kevin Keegan. Hearts, thoughts, and prayers goes to your family. Arsenal supposedly went in for Kevin Keegan. No, went in for Bruno Guimaraes the day after he passed away. Arsenal. Now your fan base says that you're a brilliant fan, that you're brilliant fans. Arsenal, show that with your fans. Like your club has been disrespectful, going after a club going after a player that's just lost a club legend. Like Arsenal, show some respect. No, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to look. I'm pretty sure someone in the comments will tell me when one of your legends in Reyes died or passed. We're all respectful for your club. One sec, guys. I've just got a message from my wife. Bless. But no, as I say, Arsenal, show some respect. No one did that to your club when you lost Campbell. Even Campbell, big up Campbell. Kevin Campbell. Is Kevin Campbell? I think it's Kevin Campbell. Like no one's disrespectful to Arsenal. There might have been one or two fans in the crowd, they're idiots. But you don't see you're gonna go in for Newcastle the day after the club lose to the legend Kevin Keegan. Have some class, you know. But no, as I say, Newcastle news. I think that basically covers it in 10 minutes. Jesus, I can't think of any more Newcastle news. Players rejecting us left, right, and centre. allegedly. Yeah, Chelsea news I can't think of, apart from the whole Bruno connection. Let me have a look. Let me have a look while we're here. While we're here. Bruno Guimaraes. Don't believe that unless you're actually a credible source. That's about it. I can't think of any more news. Man, we'll try and think of what other things I can think of. That's the thing. I don't know. Like Bruno Guimaraes, if you choose to go to Manchester, if you choose to go to Chelsea, brilliant. We'll get what we want for you. Go to Arsenal. Arsenal try and lowball us like I have before, or 55 and 60 million pound. Like he's so much more worth than 60 million pound. Me personally, I want 100. I know before on our show I've taken the mick. I want 100 million pound for Bruno because he's literally a linchpin. If we're gonna lose our best player, then you better pay what we want. Like Tonali, he left, but last season he was poor. Bruno was a good player for us last season. Joelinton had injuries. Yeah, next season I'm not looking forward to next season. Let's see if I can. Do apologise for noise in the background, guys. That's just fine. That's poor. That's fine. Tell you what I'm gonna do, just for a bit of fun. So the Newcastle team, if we sell Joelinton, Bruno, Pope, and Barnes, those 4 players leave. Which Barnes is still linked to Villa. Pope still linked to Hull and Ipswich. Bruno still linked to go Chelsea, Arsenal. Probably like Dagenham and Redbridge at this bloody point. Every club might be going through. I've got a question. If we deserve better in the comments, let me know. I personally think that Manchester United should put a bid in for Bruno because he would literally go into your midfield and make it better. I mean, he would literally go into Manchester United midfield and make it like far better. You could literally like he could be the Casemiro replacement, but he'll literally deliver more. And we've got a guest, first time person joining, first time ever. He was in the comments literally 10 minutes ago. It's my pleasure to introduce a reckless delegation member. I think we've only spoken once or twice on the show. I think it was actually heated as well. But let's introduce We Deserve Better with the percentile, I think it's called.
How are you, Robert?
Not bad, not bad. Enjoying life. Young Bukayo's tearing the house apart.
It's never heated between me and you. I think the only time I saw you was when that poor lad had to don a Arsenal shirt. Is he still wearing it?
No, it's in the wardrobe. I'm not crazy. But no, it's in the wardrobe. It's in the wardrobe. It's in between his Newcastle shirt, his Manchester United shirt, and a friend of mine who's a Chelsea fan. It's next to the Chelsea shirt.
Poor blimey.
So he's got like
he's going to be so confused.
Well, if he wants to choose a team that's got rich owners who go for my lot, if he wants to go to a team that's got European heritage, he goes to United. If he wants to choose a team that runs London, he goes to Chelsea. And if he wants to go to a team that Morgan Rogers rejects, he goes to Arsenal.
Did you say Chelsea? Did you say Chelsea runs London? Wow, that's an interesting one.
Well, no, just because the way I see it, Chelsea have
Yeah.
got 2 Champions Leagues. The last time I checked, Tottenham's only got a couple of European, like Europa Leagues. Arsenal have only got no European trophies.
I'm still there on Arsenal. I'm not a massive Arsenal fan. I would still say Arsenal have.
I'm only saying sending Arsenal strays
Yeah.
because the amount of strays I've got from Arsenal fans.
Is that what?
And when I say this is pure shit, that's all I'm doing. I do is I'm doing it. But also, Arsenal. The one thing that pisses me off about the whole Arsenal situation is Newcastle lost Kevin Keegan, a legendary manager for our club, and a day later you're starting to say
Bless them.
we're going to go in for your captain. Have some class.
I mean, they've been
No.
after him for a while there. They've been after him for a while there, haven't they? Arsenal.
But the links,
What is going?
the links are now that Chelsea want Bruno Guimaraes.
Oh my
And that would be
gosh!
so fun. That would be so funny. That Arsenal literally lose their main target, their wife and their girlfriend to one club, which happened to my lot last season when we lost Eddie
Oh.
Cake and Isaac to Liverpool.
Oh my god! Yeah. Guimaraes, it was interesting. We were linked with him in March and April, but the only reason we were linked with him, huh?
You're United, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
That's what I think. Like, yeah, you guys were linked with him in March and April, but I think he should go to United as well. Like, I think United should come in.
But the actual story was that we were chasing Guimaraes, and we actually weren't. Guimaraes and Andrei Santos had the same agent. We were talking to Santos and moving that deal on. I think Guimaraes, I don't know. I think he's a class act. He's probably your best player, but I don't think United will spend that kind of money on him. Not on a 29-year-old.
We want. I think we want between 90 to 100, but we said we'll take 85 if we had to.
Because they need to get one more other midfielder, and they're looking more for a 6 or hybrid 6-8. I don't think Guimaraes quite fits that, and I think the age he doesn't quite fit that either. He's a brilliant playmaker. I mean, that's the way I look at him. So I think they're looking at the Camavinga. Rodri is expediting that he may end up at Real Madrid. Camavinga becomes available. So Camavinga is a great option. I think if they don't get him, they pivot to Belieber, because I think they are looking for someone who's more powerful physically, is good aerially, and is better suited defensively to kind of complement Kobe, Tielemans, and Santos, so that they can kind of play those line breaking passes and go forward much more. So I think we need one. Otherwise, we're getting another 8, and if we do that, all they need to do, and we've got short players, they'll just put the ball over the top, or if they're tall, they're not great aerially. So
but apparently, from what I've also read, Bruno's linked to whoever. That's why the title was literally Bruno Guimaraes To who. Joe Linton's apparently linked to go Saudi.
Yeah. That's not me grunting. That's just me sitting on a bench.
That's fine. Before we carry on, allow me the pleasure of welcoming a man who I was going to have beef at the beginning of the season, but now we've gone through traumatic. Now we've gone through traumatic between us. Because last season I hated his club. Anton, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, Anton?
Not bad.
But no, I was just saying that I think Bruno Guimaraes should go to Chelsea, just for banter.
I just want it for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? It'd just be funny if Arsenal was to lose out on another target.
I said before you joined, I think you said to We Deserve Better that Chelsea should do to Arsenal as you did to us last season, where you basically took our wife and our girlfriend in one window, and they basically took Rodgers and Bruno in one window just to piss off Arsenal fans.
Yeah, you know what makes this one worse though? That Arsenal are champions. Arsenal as champions, as Champions League finalists, they should have their pick of their players that they want, and just say, you want to come to us, you want to be champions, and players should be sort of like walking over broken glass to get to them. But for them to lose out on Morgan Rogers, I mean, that was a shock. And I personally, I think this is what I said on the chat. I don't think they've got the money to be splashing around because their players' sales is awful. You know, I think they need to get bodies out the door before they can get in. And I think that's what it is. So, I mean, this Bruno G thing dragging on for so long, I think they're trying to sort of like restructure any payment and get the price down. Because no doubt that he wants to go to Arsenal wants him. And especially from a PR point of view, Arsenal need to get him over the line.
What's really interesting though, I think it's a lucky escape for Arsenal. I think Rodgers is no way worth over 100 million.
He's not.
I think he's not even close to 80 million. But the interesting thing that's happening this season, and you're seeing it with Spurs, you're seeing it with Chelsea. Chelsea tanked games because they could not afford to be under that 70% squad cost ratio in Europe. If they had gone to Europe, they also couldn't declare the 280 million pounds they made from image rights and the women's team and selling the stadium. That couldn't have been included. So by staying in the Premier League and out of Europe, you get 85% of your revenue that you can spend, plus another 30% that's given to clubs for the first 3 years. So that's why all of these clubs are outside of Europe have got spending power. So that's why Arsenal have to be more shrewd, just the same as United, just the same as other clubs. Liverpool, I suspect, will need to be shrewd this summer, considering some of the expensive mistakes they made last year. And the same.
Did Liverpool do expensive mistakes? Which one did they do? I can't remember them.
I mean,
well, we could say all of them, really. To be fair, in one degree or another, they may come to pass this year. But I think,
apart from Kirkes, all the others, really and truly, we need to get more from. Hopefully, Iriola gets the best out of our players. I mean, he's our most important signing, Iriola. If it was Slot, I really would be worried about this season. But I'm quite optimistic. I'm not saying we're going to challenge, but I think that we'll achieve what we did last season, playing much better football, at the very least. So what team do you support, sir?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a United man. I'm in KG show generally. Yeah.
Okay.
It was such a pleasure to see Liverpool last season. One of my favourite seasons in a long time. But I have a question for you, Anton, just quickly. Your manager loved Alex Scott. Do you see him coming? And if not, why is he not going for him if he knows what he's about?
You know what? I like Alex Scott, but I think what we've got is just as good, if not better. I don't think he's a priority. I think if he was to sign him, it'd be a luxury sign, and we've got much more pressing matters. You know what I mean? I think. Remember, this is a midfield that 2 seasons ago won the league. So you know what I mean? I mean, if Slot wasn't to mess around with the midfield and push Gravenberch up to an 8, and we didn't have no DMs, and we're leaking goals like anything. If we never messed around so much, we wouldn't be as bad. Probably still wouldn't have defended the league as successfully, but we probably wouldn't have been as bad. I think Iriola will get the best out of our midfielders that we've already got. I think the pool of midfielders that we've got, if he wasn't to sign any midfielders, but just get us a right back and a winger, and maybe a left winger, I think we do all right. If we don't sign a midfielder, I wouldn't be that bothered, because I'm relying more on Iriola coaching abilities and getting the best out of the players that he's got.
So you think?
Angela, I've got a midfielder for you.
Who's that?
Hey, everyone wants Bruno. Come and get Bruno. We have a good relationship, me and you.
He's been trying to sell him to me. Now he's trying to sell him to you. What is this, a fire sale?
I like Bruno, but we don't need him. You know what I mean? I mean, Soboslai.
You can't give him away at the moment.
I really do truly hope that Chelsea or even Villa might come in for him. Now that would be funny. Anyone but because if Arsenal sign him, I mean that is a good signing for them. I mean, as much as we clown Arsenal for not, as much as we clown Arsenal for not getting Rodgers, he is not what they needed.
No. And,
you know,
and talking about Rodgers, allow me to introduce a guy who all three of us know very well. I'm going to call him for this show only. I'm going to call him the Arsenal Slayer, just for shits and giggles.
My man Patrick.
Allow me to do that.
Patrick in the private chat. Big up, Patrick.
Hello, everyone. None of us could do.
Patrick, thank you personally for giving us a laugh in this transfer window.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Please do it again.
If we find the funds for Bruno Guimaraes, we'll find the funds and help Newcastle out and help everybody else.
Patrick, in all seriousness, have you not overpaid for him? In all seriousness.
I think Villa would have sold for 100 million anyways.
No, but that's not the question. Do you think you've overpaid for him?
Yes and no. I mean, yes, for the fact that 117 million just to go 2 million or a million above Elliot Anderson's transfer record is nuts. Considering, and I know what you're going to say, because we spent 103 on Enzo and 110 on Caicedo, which...
I think they're good business, those two.
Yeah, but two of the big, we set the records. We broke the records in the same year, and now we broke the record this year for a team that's 10th, no European football, etc. But then, no, because Aston Villa were going to sell over 100 mil anyway. And the fact that Arsenal were dilly-dallying over it. And I think Villa said to them, pay 100 million. And the fact that they wanted to go low than what they wanted to pay. And then he comes to us. Yeah.
Do you know, Patrick, those clubs that aren't in Europe, they've got that extra 30% that they can dip into in the SRC. And I think clubs are just going mad. Spurs have done it. I feel like you guys have done it. Just because you can now spend 105% of your revenue doesn't mean you do. That's not the way good business works,
Yeah, no, it's just nuts, the fact that Spurs are spending 100 million on Tonali. Tottenham spend 100 million. Tottenham are spending so much money and they don't get hate. They don't get talked about as much. But when it's Chelsea 117 million, we get talked about. How, we don't have European football. Why would Morgan Rodgers join a club that has no European football for a team, etc., etc.? I'm like, I'm not going to say Chelsea are this, that, and another. I know what I say in the group. I know what I say all the time. But if Xabi Alonso has a project and he's literally having this project and Rodgers is like, do I think I should go there? Then if Alonso has a plan, then I kind of respect the plan that he's trying to do.
Sky Sports have just announced that Liverpool have made an approach from Monaco winger. I cannot say his name for shit.
Andy should know this.
Alki.
Yeah. I am not saying his name. I'm not butchering his name.
You know what? I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about this player. I ain't got a clue about him. I'll have to look him up, and I mean, hopefully he'd be like a Salah surprise. When we signed Salah, he'd be like, oh yeah, he'd be all right, and then he turned out to be like one of the best ever. Hopefully, he'd be along them similar lines. But Iriola, he said he did, in his press conference, he said he is promised, and he does need a winger and a right back. So yeah, it's good that we're getting a right winger. I mean, I like Barcola, but he plays on the left, and we're already stacked on the left. Unless
you brought in Muniz, didn't you? The one we wanted.
Yeah. I think he could play either side.
I got a question. I've got a question for everyone.
Just quickly, Robert, before you ask that question, I'm reading reports that PSG have beaten Liverpool to the signing of AS Monaco star Magnus Akliouche. The 24-year-old has chosen to stay in France and agreed to transfer of approximately £60 million for the French champions.
Sky Sports, I'm doing these young ones.
They prepared a bid. They prepared a bid. And they made an official approach, but the player's preference is that he's given PSG the green light.
I only announced it because Sky Sports did. You just came on my phone. I was like,
where does he play? On the left?
Monaco.
Which position?
So he's playing he's covering Salah, so it'd be on the right, would it not?
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say if he plays for on the left, then that's pretty much more indication that Barcola is leaving.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to ask everyone a question. me and Patrick have gone through this. If you guys had to, how much money would you pay for Bruno Guimaraes? I'm just giving it Newcastle based today. I don't care. My show. I do what I want. But how much money would you guys pay for say for example it's cash or player cash or whatever, I don't care.
The thing is, each club will probably have a different price because of their needs. Liverpool don't need him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if we was to go in for him, we'd bid low. I mean, prices are mad. So when the question is asked, did Chelsea pay a too high a price for Rodgers? Yeah, but that's just the price of it. You know what I mean? Football shirts are 120 quid. They're not worth 120 quid, but we pay for it. No, but it is. You know what I mean? But if Liverpool was to bid, I don't know, 60 million for Bruno, and we was to flog, I don't know, McAllister for the same price, I'd say, yeah, that's fine. It's a good upgrade grade for a fair price.
Right, what's your view on McAllister, Anton, regarding the whole Argentina situation happening with that?
I personally think he played too much games last season for the form that he was in, and if Trey Naoni, our youngster, or Curtis Jones was to play his games, I'm sure there would be, if not a slight improvement, a much better performance from the team, because I don't think he added nothing at all to our team. He had one or two games and that, but overall he was poor. And for someone who's 27 now, he looks like he's got legs. You know what I mean? I think he's primed for like Italian or Spanish football, where he's a bit slower and he shows quality. If we was to get 40, 50 million, I'll take it.
What about you, How much would you give for Bruno? So I still think you do good in your squad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to flog him off or anything. I'm just saying.
No, look, you make a valid point. I think Anton makes a valid point. Look, he is quality. But look, if I had all the revenue that United have, and I wasn't trying to use it for my own interests, then of course I'd put money towards getting a Guimaraes in, because we need depth anyway. We need a leader. We need as many leaders in the dressing room as well as on the pitch. That's how you win matches. You need elite players. We've got one. I think Bruno Guimaraes is an elite player. I would probably cap it at 75 million. If you've got a Guimaraes for 75 million, I think that's good value. I think the problem with the market at the moment is there is no value in the market. Everything's overinflated.
Destroyed because of him.
But
he's destroyed the market.
If I'm going into the United Ineos vision, they won't touch him because we don't
No.
need him. They will say we've got enough 6'8" hybrids. We've got enough box-to-box players. We're not going to spend that much money for a 29-year-old. We'll go for a Tillemans if we can get him for 34. That's not an issue. But we're not going to triple that, which is what Newcastle probably expect for Guimaraes. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not saying. I think some players come along and you just take them. But yeah, I mean, look, I would pay 75 million for him. I think United wouldn't. And I think we have more pressing positions. We need a second striker. We need a 6, definitely. We need someone physically and aerially strong. We need a centre back because all our centre backs are morons. I can't stand any of them except for Euro and Heaven. Maguire, I think he should have been shipped off. It sends a clear message that we're not evolving. We have a moron in Shaw who's taken 14 seasons to finally play a full season. And then we have De Ligt, who 13 starts last season, and now Martinez injured for 2 seasons and has picked up another injury, and it could be up to 3 months depending on what grade of injury he's got on his knee. It's a muscle injury apparently, but I think it's torn. So yeah, centre back. We need a right back. We need a left back. We need a second striker, and we need a 6. So Guimaraes comes after those for me.
Yeah.
I think.
And what about you, Patrick? What about you yourself?
With De Ligt, is it his back that's the problem? Why he's not playing?
De Ligt just keeps having different injuries, and that's been his problem. For a long while, he had a problem with his back, but he's had problems with his shin. He's had problems with his calves. The guy, I think Bayern Munich, when we got him, we got both of them, him and Mazraoui, for 38 million. You don't get that quality of player for that price unless Bayern knew something. And at the time, we didn't have the strategic, we didn't have the new Carrington, we didn't have the facilities. We had more bankers kind of making footballing decisions. These lot are an inch better, but I wish Ineos and the Glazers would jog on, especially after Ratcliffe and his comments last season. So yeah, but I think the problem we have is De Ligt. If we could have sold him this summer, I think we would have done. And I think Martinez we should have sold this summer as well if we could have done. But now he's picked up an injury, so that shut the door on that. And Ugarte would have gone this summer, but he picked up an injury and he won't be available till about March next year. So it just goes on and on, really. We've got Mount, who's injury laden. We've got Shaw with a massive injury history. Maguire's picking up more knocks. So you don't play a consistent team. You don't have depth. You don't start to learn which players are to work with and how to work well with them. You have none of that consistency, and then of course you're not going to get into the top 4 if you carry on that way. So it's an interesting season. They need to make signings. We need about 7 players. Whether they will, it's yet to be seen. On average, they get about 5 in, and on average, they spend between 221 and 240 million. This year so far, they've only spent 84 million. So I'm hoping that more come in. We've got Champions League. We've got the Cups as well next season, so we need more depth. They cleared the assets last year. Asset stripping is Ineos's game. Let's see what happens this season.
I mean,
Patrick, what about you? What do you think?
Sorry. Just one more.
Go on.
A lot more pessimistic about United than I probably would have thought, because you've got. I mean, you don't rate Maguire. I still think he's still a good defender. And then you've got Heaven, and then you've got Lenny Yoro. So you're not as sort of like as defensive deficit as I would have thought.
But the Hayden and Euro are both under the age of 21, right? They're young lads. Hayden heaven. We've been very fortunate. I love him. I think he's the ideal Martinez replacement. But what you're going to have with these players as they ply their trade and develop is off and on games. And what you need to be able to do with those players is protect them and take them out of the squad when those occasions happen. If we're relying on those two players, then there's an immense amount of pressure. And we've got Champions League, which neither of them have played in. We've got that. We've got the Premiership, which I think everyone's going to be on it this season, like you've seen already. Clubs outside of Europe are really packing in the players and elite players. And then clubs in Europe, they're upgrading too. So we're behind. We didn't have many players last season at all. We need to add to that. So Maguire's a dunce. So I can't get on my tits. He really does. He's not a ball playing defender. He runs like my gran does when she was 96, and it will get caught out time and time again. If I'm relying on him, I'm really worried. I think you're right. You're in heaven are special in my eyes, but you need to give them space to develop. I'm not pessimistic, Anton. I'm just realistic. I've watched Man United for 54 years, and we are nowhere near what we need to be as a team to be winning the Premier League, let alone challenging it season in, season out, and also being competitive in the Champions League, which is where we should be. So we need a lot more investment. We really do.
Patrick, what do you think? How much money would you give Newcastle for your soon-to-be newest signing? Hopefully,
You go a bit far out with that one.
Hey, none of us want to get Morgan Rogers. To be fair, mate, like Morgan Rogers was an RK out of nowhere.
I know, and the fact that the one thing I was shocked before I answered the question. The one thing I was shocked about was the fact that Egbali and Todd Bowley is now getting involved in these transfers. We've seen apparently they're doing the Lacroix deal. They're doing they just done the Rogers deal. So that, in my mind, kind of asks two questions in my mind. A, Alonso is now talking above the sporting directors and what he wants, because apparently now he's the manager, he's getting more say in transfers. Or B, they've looked at the sporting directors over the past 4 years and realised that they can't trust them to cook an egg and all that. Yeah, I'm serious. The fact that you spend 40 million on Garnacho and then you sell him off, which is bargain business.
So glad that happened. Look, just happy days.
That's what pissed me off.
Got you back for Mount, mate. Got you back for Mount.
Mate, enjoy it, mate. We'll enjoy our next season when we have to predict who we're going to have to sell to you and you sell to us. We'll figure that out next year.
It might be the managers.
Oh no. Carrick away from me, man. I've got my
Carrick is fire. I'm really happy with Carrick. I mean, I'm just kidding about the managers, but he's fire.
I know.
Really
he's fire, yet he loses to Wrexham. Anyway, we'll continue.
Oh, come on. Hold on. No, you don't get away with that. VAR. We had about 2 or 3 first-team players. It's a pre-season friendly. They've been playing pre-season friendly for the last 3 matches before we've even kicked a ball. They're playing their first team, and all we're worried about is fitness. If you're hanging your hat on a Wrexham game to try and pull a lever here, mate, I'm sorry. That's you're reaching.
I don't put much track in pre-season friendlies. Having said that, I mean, I will be watching the Spurs one at 4:00. Just to sort of.
I'm kidding, man. I needed to get some hate in there.
Do better than that.
When did Manchester United play Wrexham?
Back to Bruno Guimaraes.
We played them Saturday. We play Rosenborg on Friday. But we've got PSG coming up. We've got Amarin's old team coming up too. New team.
Sports
AC. Yeah, we played them on the last game before the weekend before the
Can we class that AC Milan game as the KG derby?
No,
he loved Amor.
Derby. It's the man.
No, it's Amor. He loved Amor. He would have died for Almiron.
No, I know,
Can we
but
come to the KP died?
Amarin.
yeah,
I still want to Almiron
he
was
was
better.
support. Mate, hey, it's not our fault. He supported terrorism. All right, he supported Amarim. He supported that gun ho football. You know.
Look, we've all supported managers that we later
Yeah.
regret. I hated him from December of that year. When I saw the way he was kind of carrying on with some of the players and throwing them on the brush, and he was trying to make friends with the press and kick his own team and saying that we're the worst squad in United's history, I thought, you moron, mate.
And the fact he said he was the manager.
You protect your team. You don't throw them under the bus. And all this nonsense about, oh yeah, he's being honest, blah blah blah. It's kind of like, you don't be honest. A game of poker with the world.
His attitude towards Colby, when like he just
hideous.
straight up refused to play him, and he stuck on this 3-4-3 formation, and then when Carrick simplified things. Play people where they're supposed to be playing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like a different team.
Who'd have known, huh?
It's like madness.
Yeah. And he gets paid millions to do that. I mean, that's the irony of it. And I look at some of the managers in the World Cup. They get paid millions to keep players on the bench and play tactical setups. Any one of us four could manage international teams and club teams.
He got his coaching badges to make decisions like that. You know what I mean? And like
scary stuff.
Having the coaching badges to manage the team when like the average armchair fan could see exactly what was going on and what changes to make to improve it.
Yeah,
just quickly going back to that Bruno Guimaraes question.
Sorry, Patrick.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I went off the rails there. To answer that Bruno Guimaraes question, I think Newcastle would want what they got for Sonali. That's the only thing that's coming to my mind. So, a line 94 million and 6 mil on add-ons. I like 94 and then 6 on add-ons. 100 million quid done. There's no way would pay.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. I can honestly see Newcastle, I don't know why, putting a bid in for bloody Nicholas Jackson. And making Nicholas Jackson into a midfielder.
You know what? I don't mind Nicholas Jackson, you know. I think under the right coach, I reckon he'll bang. There's something about I like he puts in the effort. I like his attitude when it comes to the game. I think under the right coach, I reckon he'd be a good player.
I'm telling you now, if he goes 1-on-1 with a goalkeeper, just pray he actually spots it in the net and don't stop and wait for somebody else to try and pass. I've still got that FA Cup.
So you think it's decision making?
You know what's going,
mate? I've still got that FA Cup semi-final chance in my head, playing on repeat. The fact that he ran all the way up to Ortega, instead of having a shot, he just tries and waits for the pass. He's not. I rate him. He's not bad, bad, but no. Villa could have him because of the connection. If you want him, if any of you three want him, I want a like 50. I like 50. For Villa, it would be 60.
How old is he now?
24.
He's still young.
Yeah, he's
I've got to shoot in a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to quickly leave
he's 25.
25, yeah.
That's fine.
I've got to shoot in a couple of minutes, so if I can just leave this.
Go for it.
Get me Koulouras. He's a centre back. He plays for Greek side. He plays for Wolfsburg. Actually, you can get him for about 30 million euros. Get me Lewis Hall, 70 million as a left back. Get me Diamarco from Inter as our right back. Get me Camavinga, seeing as the news is increasing on Rodri going. If you can't get Camavinga, get me Belieber. And that's what I would do. They're the strikers I would get, and get me a Mateta. Get me a Mateta in to kind of take the pressure off Sesko. You do that, and you know, look a completely different team. Will they do it? I doubt it. But that's what we need. And I think we look a far better outfit next season.
That's actually a little weird thing. You actually make a point. The fact that the Champions League clubs, like, bar Man City, they've just splashed 100 million. We're looking at Liverpool, Man U, Man City, and Arsenal. They've not really spent as much as I thought they would have. I know we're coming up to August. I know all this UEFA talk and all this crap. I don't really want to get into the PSR malarkey. But the fact that all 4 of those teams have not made at least a little bit of progress on making signings, it baffles me a little bit.
I think it's one of those ones where one big signing is going to be made, and then it'll have a dominoes effect. It will go mad. We're talking about how slow it is now. Comes sort of like, I don't know, early August. That's when things start to pick up. It'll go mad. I think it just needs one domino effect transfer to happen, and then everything will start to happen.
Well, we've got a month to go until the new season anyway, so
yeah.
The other thing just to consider, and I've said it already, the clubs in Europe can only spend 70% of their squad cost ratio. The clubs outside of Europe can spend 85% and dip into another 30% for the first 3 years. That's 115% of their revenue. If Tottenham have 600 million revenue, their squad cost is only 255 million. They can spend 105 million of the remaining 325 million they have in their pocket. So they can literally spend about 340 million if they want to. And that's the same with all the other clubs too. And Chelsea have a bigger revenue, and that's why they're doing it. That's why they tanked out of Europe last season. They were comfortably 4th. They made sure they finished outside of the European places because they wouldn't be, like I've said before, they couldn't include the 240 million or so that they got for selling the stadium and the women's team. They couldn't include that under UEFA. It's far stricter. So they couldn't count that as revenue, and therefore they've got a less percentage to spend. Staying out of Europe means they can count that. So they've got more percentage to spend, and also they get the additional 70% compared to 115%. They get the additional 45% on top of their revenue. That's why clubs are doing it. And if anyone thinks that they didn't tank those games, or clubs don't tank these games every now and again because of financial reasons, we're living in a different world. I can't talk to you. I really can't talk to you. And it's not about me saying, oh, Chelsea, this, that. They do it. They've done it. Yeah. And Chelsea did it. Chelsea did it before when new owners came in. They stayed out of Europe so they could have these long contracts with players, because in Europe you couldn't do that. So, they know the loopholes, and they will do it. And the problem with that is it impacts the fans, because the fans don't want to be going to matches where that's going on. But politics and business, they come up here. Football comes over here.
Speaking of the politics, I don't really want to bring into it, but I think Martinez, McAllister, and Enzo are in a lot of doo-doo. See, the moment they get the ball, are they going to get booed?
Oh yeah.
I don't really care about what Leacher did. What with the flag? I really the banner. The banner. I really don't care about that.
The whole Argentinian stuff. I'm not like on about the flag. I'm all about the Argentinian thing. I don't know who's going to get booed more out of our 3 players. I think Enzo more. I just think whoever gets the ball out of them, we're just going to have to test the boo monitor.
It'll just spur Enzo on, to be quite honest. Yeah. I don't think it bothers him. Cristiano Ronaldo got all of that hate, and he had the best season of his life. Players who are made of metal, it spurs them on. I don't think they're bothered. I think we like to think they'd be bothered. But when you're getting paid millions, you just do this, mate. You do that. Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah. Come on, give me more. Anyway, I've got to go. See you all.
Oh,
It's been
man.
lovely speaking to you.
Good
Sorry for
talking to
yapping
you.
for so much.
No,
Take
no,
care.
it's not
Take
your
care.
fault. You're good.
See you all soon.
Right.
Yeah.
You're on mute.
I think he said young Bakayos.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting off his. What is he? 2 minutes.
I think going back to all the
Guys, give me 2 seconds. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think with all the signings that everyone's going to do, time will tell. Like I said, I'm surprised that Arsenal ain't been doing much. I'm surprised Liverpool ain't been doing much.
Yeah.
I thought Liverpool would have had a lot more to go on because of Viola and the fact that, you know, they might as well try and get the ball rolling. So we had a pre-season to test the new signings, test everything out. It's the same like us. But
to be honest, with as far as Liverpool's concerned, we've got other matters going on in the background with this Mattel family and Jeff Bezos and God knows whatever going on.
Mate, if you get them, that's just nuts.
Nuts. I don't even know what to make. I don't even know what to make of that. I mean,
I think Amazon would rip the contract up, and you'll have an all or nothing straight away. Never mind the Man United all or nothing. As soon as Jeff Bezos put pen to paper, like, move in, and Man United's like, where's all the cameras gone? Oh, Liverpool is a more exciting prospect now.
Yeah, So, but like I said, I think that the transfer window will kick into life. It just takes one initial transfer with a major club, a major signing, and once all the teams know that time is running out, that's when you're gonna get the mad rush. It's not gonna stay quite like this.
It's the fact that also like
is that better? Can you hear me now? Is that better now, guys?
Yeah.
It's
just the fact that we got a month to go now till the season starts, and it's just like, I know it's a month and everybody's got time, but it's like a month's not quick, and a month's quick in football terms.
Yeah.
In football, like, you know, a month in human life is slow, but a month in football terms is quick. And the fact that, you know, half of the clubs ain't done much, but I'm seeing Chelsea make moves, seeing Newcastle make moves, seeing Spurs make moves. I'm seeing the teams in Europe ain't making the moves that I thought they would be making the moves now. It's just, it just may be me. It just may be me. But I just want to see teams get everything done instead of just like...
Oh my God. Oh God, what the hell is going on?
Has Robert got a Liverbird t-shirt on?
Who?
Rob, I'm sure he's got a Liverpool Liverbird t-shirt on.
Oh dear.
Watch when he comes back on the camera.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the one thing about this coming season, though, is going to be proper unpredictable. With so many new managers and Arsenal, even though they're champions, they wasn't wholly convincing winning that league. And I think everything will be on a more even footing. And especially with Arsenal's coming into the new season, I mean, if they without Saliba, Rice looked like he's running in treacle. And then you know Timber. I mean, 3 of their best players. If they're going to start this season without those players, or those players half fit, I don't fancy them to defend.
Mate, that's what I keep saying. It's like this season, bar Arsenal, it'll be the most unpredictable season because think of it: Liverpool, Chelsea, I might as well count those 2 teams, even though they've got managers in. Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Spurs all have a free hit this season.
Yeah.
It's Arsenal that the eyes will be on. Because if Arsenal don't pick up or get the ball rolling on what they need to do, and the fact that Arsenal are getting hijacked for pretty much all their big signings, if they don't do what I feel like they're going to do, any one of those teams that I've just mentioned, bar Arsenal, could happily win the league. But I just don't know who.
I think Arsenal do need to get this Bruno Guimaraes transfer over the line. That will definitely help them. That will make their midfield really strong. If they miss out on this, it's dark for them, man. Proper.
It is.
Yo guys, how are you doing?
Okay. How are we, my man?
No, all good, man. How are you, Anton?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. And you?
Yeah, not too bad, man.
Yes.
So
we're just talking about your team entertaining us in this transfer window.
Yeah, I mean, where do I start, bro? I mean, when they announced that Xabi Alonso was coming as a manager, I never knew he would have this much control with. I mean, the way we're looking at it is not really the blueprint, really. He's really getting the players that he actually wants. To
be fair, when I first knew that Alonso was going to Chelsea, I thought to myself, Chelsea definitely have learnt their lesson, and there's no way they're going to get a manager like Alonso and carry on like how you've been carried on for the last couple of seasons. He will be a manager and not a coach. He will have, if not some say, but a lot of say in the players that he wants in, especially with his unique way of playing with the three at the back. You know what I mean? They're going to have to sort of give him something to work with.
No, 100%.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's alright. Yeah, what I was saying, with the Rodgers announcement was really a shocker.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a quality player. Are the fans happy with the price? Not like, from what I'm seeing, they're not really happy with spending 117 million. But if it's to take away from Arsenal, then it is what it is. We took their number one target. You know, for a club that's won the Premier League and was in the Champions League finals, and is probably the best currently the best team in the Premier League. I don't know why your main target will reject you and come to 10th place Chelsea.
Yeah. You know what's even worse about that transfer is that transfer went through, and Morgan Rodgers is in the same changing room as Rice, Saka, and Madueke, and you would have thought that they obviously had conversations. Their own footballers talk. They have conversations about their club, what they're going to be going to, the rumours and that. For him to be in the same changing room as those three Arsenal players, I remember those three Arsenal players are pretty central to the England team, and for them to not have no influence whatsoever, and getting him to be another teammate, that speaks volumes to me. That really does.
No, it does. I mean, because it was surprising. I mean, the deal was done in less than 48 hours. It came out of nowhere. Upon the announcement that Xabi Alonso was having secret phone calls, and he got the deal done from underneath Arsenal without anyone really knowing. So
I think the surprise of it, to be brutally honest with you, was the big factor in like that, because all week you heard it all the past like 3 months it was Arsenal, and then the fact that Ornstein comes up with the bomber like that and just says, "Oh, do you know Morgan Rodgers that was going to go to Arsenal? Well, he's actually going to Chelsea." And I'm like, how and why? And the fact that, you know, I'm hearing all the reports of Arsenal dilly-dallying, the fact that Arsenal were flirting with him but couldn't really want to do it. The reports of Arsenal saying that Chelsea gave much more love in the phone calls than Arsenal did and everything else. I'm like, are you actually caring about, is Morgan Rogers actually wanting Arsenal in the first place? Or was it just like, yeah, but if I play this sort of football, it's not really going to help me. But if I go to another club that plays expansive football, that can play me where I need to be played. And the fact that Garnacho is leaving as well, he's definitely playing on the left.
Yeah, because what I don't like about Arsenal fans is their narrative of, oh, we didn't want to
Never
pay
wanted
that.
us anyway.
No, it's not. It's not. We didn't want him anyway. It's the fact that they didn't want to pay that price tag. I mean, you're the Premier League champion. You have the money. I'm pretty sure they have the money to pay it. And is their number one target? Is their number one target? I don't know why you wouldn't pay the money.
The one thing that reminds me of is, last season when we were going after Sesko, TK, all our transfer targets last season, yeah?
Yeah.
And yet we got outdone by Liverpool, Chelsea, United, because we wouldn't pay the money straight up. Obviously, you guys have done that for Rodgers, which is why I think Arsenal are doing on us from last season, like in terms of they're flirting all that shit. But then the hard targets. Okay, I'll go to Chelsea. I think it was Pedro he wanted or Delap. Liverpool gets TK.
With no add-ons, by the way. It was literally just
that's the thing.
117 straight up.
I just find it funny that Arsenal fans are literally.
I disagree that Arsenal's got the money. I don't think. I think they've got some money, and I think they've got enough money to have like one big purchase, 90 million pound purchase. But I don't think they've got the cash that they had last season to splash because they just don't make no sales. I mean, when I talk about when I'm on a reckless KG's thing and I talk about net spend and I get laughed at about net spend. Net spend is a real thing. You know what I mean? It's a real thing. I mean, I don't know about you lot's financial commitments and that, but if you £2 million house is probably a pipe dream for most of us, but if you're living if you're living your family home that you've had for like decades and it's worth 1.2, then that 2 million is achievable now because you could sell your yard. And it's the same with football players. Net spend does count. It doesn't, you know what I mean? And
I mean, when you look at both clubs, like Chelsea and Arsenal, we are much better at selling. We are much better than selling at Arsenal.
If you look at all four clubs in this chat, if you look at Liverpool, they sell quite a bit.
Yeah.
If you look at my lot, we make a hell of a lot of dough from teams.
I tell you how fucked Arsenal are, right? Arteta needed to get rid of Aubameyang. Rather than sell him, they just gave him away for free to get him off the wage bill. Since Aubameyang has left Arsenal, he's been bought 4 times by 4 different clubs. Now, there might be nominal fees, but at least they got something. But they gave him for free. You know what I mean? And they write off these players. I mean, they got like a couple of players like from loan, like Reece Nelson and a couple of other players in that, and they don't know what to do with them. So they're gonna be on the books, paying their wages. Reece Nelson $100,000 a week. You know what I mean? He hasn't kicked a ball for them for God knows how many seasons. And all that cost.
I wanted to.
You know what's even more worse? Sorry, Elcat. Do you know what's even worse about Arsenal? The reports of when Chelsea bought him, and he said Aston Villa was so pissed off to the point where they almost felt embarrassed to talk to Arsenal about Rodgers. Yeah, I sometimes I'm not saying that they are, But I feel like they kind of severed their connection with Aston Villa a little bit because they wanted Konza, right?
Can I ask what Arsenal's can I just ask what
Konza wanted to go to apparently Konza was an Arsenal player, wanted to go to Arsenal, and Arsenal wanted Konza, but I don't know whether now it's going to be to the point where Villa's like, no, we don't want you to go Konza because you just pissed us off.
Yeah.
You don't piss off a team that you're trying to sell a player to. That's one of the rules. When Chelsea did it with Elise, and apparently we illegally tapped up, I thought that was just done with Crystal Palace. But the fact that we're getting a quar from them and we're going to listen to them and do their terms, that's how you do a deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask what the initial bid for Rodgers was from Arsenal that pissed them off? How much did they offer?
I heard somewhere like 70 mil.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would piss them off.
Arsenal with Bruno Guimaraes, I'm hearing the first bid was 55, the second bid was 75.
No. The first bid was 55. This is all intermediate. This is literally like me going to Anton to say to you guys, I want one of your players, and him coming back to me. That's the way it is. They offered 55, then 60, then was going to walk away, but because they lost Rodgers, they're coming back in for 75, but we want 100. I'm not being funny. If we want £100 million for our player, Anton will tell you, Tottenham will tell you. If we want the money, we'll get the fucking money.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Like
100%, yeah.
Arsenal, like, do you remember the Simpsons episode where Homer thinks he's too big for his boots and he works at Ballarama? And then next minute he finds out Marge is pregnant and he has to walk back to his previous owners through the trapdoor on his knees. That's what Arsenal are. They think they're too.
The one thing I find funny with Arsenal is they signed Aubameyang, went on a free. They signed Nicolas Pepe, went on a free. They signed other players that cost them a lot of money. Ozil went on a free. I mean, I think their most biggest sale they've ever had was Chambers to Liverpool. That's it, and that's 40 million.
Yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's their biggest sale, and he only amounted to that total because he won everything with us. That was all the idol and everything.
And no offense, if you want to be classed as being like a good, well-selling club, you can't be selling top. You can't be selling a top star for like 40 when City are selling like reserve players and fringe players for like 80, 60, 70, 80. Chelsea are selling the kids for like 60, 70, 80.
Yeah.
We're selling our stars for mega money and we're going to reinvest into the youth. And Liverpool are just doing Liverpool. I'm not paying much attention to Liverpool, to be fair.
I look, for example, Jackson, who's been at Bayern for I think a year, comes back and now we want to sell him for 65. Do you think Jackson's a 65 million? Do you think Jackson's a 65 million player? No. Well, we're good. We're good at making sales, and we get the money that we asked for.
I do apologise for the noise, guys. I've literally got my youngest son playing around in there.
No, it's cool.
No.
See what sums up Arsenal this season. So Arsenal are champions, yeah. West Ham got relegated, and then you've got
I know what we're going with this.
that played for West Ham that's just got transferred to
Fernandez.
No, not Fernandez.
Yeah.
Oh, Somerville.
Somerville.
Relegated. Similar position to Trossard. Somerville gets transferred for 68 million. Trossard goes for 20. That just about sums up their transfer policy. And Arsenal,
Fernandez goes to Tottenham for 85. And that's
yeah.
The one thing I don't get is with the Arsenal policy is.
Sorry, Robert. I'll tell you what. Players, right? Arteta is like giving the keys to your Lamborghini to a teenager who don't know how to drive. Just crashes it here, there, and everywhere, writes it off, and then it's worth nothing. That's what Arteta's like with his players. Just runs them to the ground till they're worth nothing.
Yeah.
Well, look, what is it? They've lost to Lebo until December, I think, from what I've heard. December, November, whenever. Declan Rice will not be the same player next season as he was this season. Saka's still injured.
No.
I mean, is he going to rely on like Martin Zubimendi and? I'm really going to kill this.
Saliba is fucked. Saliba should have had a back surgery last season. And then they put it off. He's been playing with a broken back since March, apparently. And now, now Arsenal are deliberating whether they should give him surgery or not. Because if they know that if he has surgery, that means he's going to be out for God knows how many months. They can't afford that. So they're planning to, they're thinking about deferring surgery so that he can start the season with them in August, which basically means he'll have a couple of games and then he's out for a few games and it'll be an on and off thing. That's the reason why I was asking, what's my man's name that was here, the Man United fan?
We deserve
better.
Yeah, when I was asking him about De Ligt, because he started off with a back problem and now he's been on and off with Man United ever since. That's going to be Saliba with his back problem.
The thing is, it could be like different. I think the same position. Ledley King.
Yeah.
Ledley King literally went through all those things, all those injuries.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. Like Jonathan Woodgate, for example, years ago, had all those injuries.
Like I said, this stinks of. I said this before. This stinks of Chelsea 15-16 season. The fact that Arsenal, Chelsea won the league, and then we signed like Begovic, Falcao, Pedro, Baba Rahman, and that was meant to be the chance of us defending the title, and we finished 10th. Now, I'm not saying Arsenal will finish 10th this year. I'm not saying that at all. Actually, I am. But I feel like if they don't get the signings that they have been targeting or number one picks or, like the NFL draft or the NBA draft where they get number one pickings and then they get LeBron James, right? No. If they don't get the signings they want and go for lackluster ones that doesn't, like, say, title charge again, and they have to deal with the exact same team that they had last season, they ain't winning the league. And I'm telling you now, one of those other clubs, like I said, Chelsea, Man U, Newcastle, Chelsea, Man U, Man City, Spurs, all got new managers, and Liverpool. Tell me,
but I'm surprised. Do you think Man United can? Because they only got what? Tielemans for 35, and Santos for 50. Do you think they need more players now?
They need surgery. They need more players. They need more players.
Is it crazy? I wanted to ask a question earlier. Is it crazy to think that you see with our deal, the 117 with no add-ons? Do you think the reason that there's no add-ons is because we're doing a deal for Garnacho and Jackson to Aston Villa? Do you think that's why they haven't added any add-ons?
No.
I do get your point. I do see where you're coming from with that. It's just I honestly think I can't even want to say this, and Patrick's going to clip me up on this. I think if Garnacho does go to Villa, I think Emery does something with him. I could see Emery just saying to him, "You got one more chance, fuck your ideas up." And if he somehow becomes a player who United fans were touting all those years ago,
yeah, I think he will. I agree with you, Robert. I think he will. I
honestly think Emery will say, "Fuck your ideas up." That's it.
I think he will get a tune out of him.
And the fact that I think Villa, from what I've read also, Villa are going to be selling. They're looking to sell Tammy Abraham to someone, bring in Jackson, and Jackson under Emery could do something.
Yeah, that's an upgrade.
Yeah, I feel like because I feel like Jackson is still a quality striker.
And I'm saying if Jackson came to Newcastle, Eddie Howe will make him a midfielder. You have to be a midfielder if you're being. I don't want that to happen now.
All I'm gonna say is, with all
I'm going to be
this talk,
speaking off today, yeah? But good
That's
to speak.
fine.
all right,
Yeah?
my man,
All right, take it
Speak
easy,
to
yeah?
you, mate.
take it
All right,
easy.
take it easy, Anton.
All right.
I was gonna say, with all this talk of Chelsea midfield problems and everything, I know I shouldn't. I won't. I will not, because it could get done. But I am keeping my eyes on Bruno Guimaraes. I would
Oh,
not be
100%.
surprised any second if Chelsea actually turn up and Egbel Agbayi and Todd Bowley go up to Saudi and talk to your supreme leaders and say, "Yo, give me Guimaraes, and don't put my head through the guillotine."
Because
The
So
thing is,
Bournemouth rejected us to buy Alex Scott.
yeah,
No, twice.
and
So there's no point in going back to him. So we need
the last time I
to
checked,
look at.
our two clubs have a good relationship.
yeah,
Like we got Lewis Hall from you. You bought several players from us. Like throughout the history I could think of, you signed Demba from us. Obviously, like we signed Duff and a few other players from your lot, from obviously Chelsea.
yeah.
So I think both our teams have never had an issue with each other. Even like when you had Abramovich and we had Fat Ashley and stuff like that. Sue me, Ashley, I dare you. I don't give a shit. Yeah, that's the thing. I also like the Lewis Hall situation. I read somewhere that you guys are still looking at Lewis Hall to come back, which is crazy.
Yeah, I've seen rumors about that. Yeah. I mean, we are still looking for a left back because we sold Cucurella. We still haven't found a replacement for Cucurella.
But
I think we're looking at. There was a player called Pep Trevi. It was from Rayo. Is a Spanish team.
Yeah,
But the guy's 20. The guy's 28 years old, and he's definitely not under the Blueco blueprint. So I mean, that's a player that Xabi Alonso. That's his signing. I mean, you can see that he has control of the team.
But I'm going to ask, I'm going to end the show in like 5-10 minutes. Do you guys honestly think you'll do something? Like, do you think you're going for Bruno and like try and piss off Arsenal?
Yes.
Like, I want it to happen because I want to see the crash outs of our fellow Reckless members.
Because if
it happens, I want to see it happen.
If Enzo Fernandez leaves, we've got the funds. If Enzo Fernandez leaves, we've got the funds to do someone.
I want him to leave so badly.
And if it's Adam Wharton, no, I just don't think he's a caliber player enough. Bruno Guimaraes, mate, leadership in that midfield, and we have leadership up front. We'll have leadership at the back if we get John Stones. All we need is the goalkeeper, and I'm not saying title charge. Fuck that. I'm not a man that's going to sit here and say, yeah, Chelsea are going to be in a title charge because why not? Arsenal are weak. Let's go for the jugular. I'm not that. I just feel like if we get Bruno Guimaraes, not to piss off Arsenal, but for ourselves, we get Bruno Guimaraes. This transfer window has been arguably the best window Chelsea have had under this ownership.
Look,
saying something. Morgan Rogers, Lacroix, John Stones, Palestra, Bruno Guimaraes. These are, by the way, asterisks, subject to change maybe. But imagine we get these players. We got Palestra through the door. We got Rogers. So John Stones.
But think about it like this. This is confirmed. This is confirmed now. We got a front four. We have a front four: João Pedro, Cole Palmer, Rogers, and Esteval.
Yeah.
As a rival fan, that's scary.
Then we got a midfield of Enzo, Caicedo,
slash Bruno Guimaraes.
Bruno Guimaraes if we get him. By the way, again, subject to change, but imagine right. Okay. Parallel universe time. Let's go with it. Sanchez in goal. A back three of Lacroix, Stones, Colwill. Then the two wing backs is James and Palestri. Then we'll have maybe a midfield three of what was it? A 5-4-1. Yeah. Those are our wing backs. Then we'll have Bruno, Enzo, Caicedo, and then a front three of Morgan, Zhao, Cole.
I'm also saying this as well for you guys. If you guys get rid of Fernandez and bring in Bruno, this is only talking from Bruno's point of from what I've seen with Bruno. Yeah, he was able to contain Joe Linton, and Joe Linton's a bastard. He's like a powerhouse. I don't think last season, if you had Bruno last season, you would not have had half the red cards, because I think last season we had 1 or 2 red cards and that's it. Do we have 2? Yeah, we had 2 red cards last. No, 3 red cards last season, I think. Gordon, Byrne, Ramsey. 3 red cards.
Yeah.
Bruno would not let your side have any more red cards. Like was Fernandez seen as your vice captain?
He was, because we had Reece James injured. Was he injured towards the end of the season? Towards the end of the season, and then we had Enzo Fernandez. And
not gonna lie, me personally, I don't like Fernandez is not a captain. Reece James is a captain. Like you should have leaders. In my opinion, you should have leaders in every single section of the pitch. Like goalkeeper, you should have like a leader-ish. I do apologise for the noise, guys. There's nothing I can do.
No, it's all good.
Defense, you should have a leader. Like you guys had John Terry. Regardless of what he did in his personal life, I don't care. He was a leader for you guys.
Yeah.
Midfield, you had Lampard, leader. Up front, you had Drogba, leader. Like me personally, if you have leaders throughout your entire pit, throughout the entire field, like was it Palmer? I don't think he's a leader, but he can do it. If you bring in Bruno, you have Reece James. You've literally got your leadership group there for you. I'm talking from a rival point of view. Like you've literally got your captain's group there already.
In the I was gonna say in the next few days, I believe we're waiting for the Garnacho and the Jackson deal to go through, and then they're probably gonna announce, because we need the money. They're gonna announce the Maxis Lacroix, and hopefully I need a here we go for Maxis Lacroix and John Stones, and then after that, whatever extra players that we get, if it's Bruno Guimaraes, if we're looking to get a left back.
I just hope
that's fine.
I just hope that Lacroix deal gets done quick.
I think it's actually been, because it's actually been going on for quite a while. I mean, it's been like a week. It's been like a week, I believe.
Yeah.
But before we end it,
maybe more.
I'm going to end my minute or two. Where do you think both our clubs are going to be next season?
Hopefully, with the players that we have, top 4. I need European football.
No, I feel like that's a challenge. I don't know if Xabi Alonso was saying in his interview, but I mean, his first challenge is definitely to get back into
Europe.
Get into Europe.
He said he will take one game at a time, in the Carabao and the FA stuff he'll put in the diary, but he wants to get it. And that's the thing. We've got one game a week. Manchester United finished 3rd. Imagine what one game a week can do, because everybody else is going to be swamped. 9 teams in Europe, and only Brighton, if they make it through the playoff round of the Conference League, is going to play 6 in the league phase. Everybody else is going to play 8.
Yeah, whether or not we actually challenge for the Premier League, that's a bonus. But I feel like his main focus is to get back into Europe and have Champions League.
Where do you think?
As much as I want to see it, much as I want to joke about it, we are not going for this title.
Yeah.
I'm not having nobody try and force feed me words saying that we are. Unless I see proper proof that we're in a title race and we play fluidity football, break a low block, go to St. James's Park and win, because we haven't won there in ages, so I need to break that hoodoo.
I don't want that hoodoo.
We got
Third
Arsenal
game
as
of the
our third.
season.
We got Arsenal as our
Yeah,
third game in the
third
Premier
game of the
League.
season. I want to go to them shit. Sorry for my language as a kid present, but I want to go there.
You can't see us going.
I want to go to these. I want to go here and beat the crap out of them. Right? I'm done with us not beating them since 21. I
For
want
the past,
it
look, for the
now.
past few seasons, these are the teams that I want to beat: Arsenal, Fulham, Bournemouth.
Man
I know
U.
we struggled with Bournemouth.
Man U.
Man U. What other teams have we struggled with?
Man
My
City.
lot. You always struggle
Man
against my lot.
City,
We struggle.
my
We
Newcastle,
struggle with
face.
these.
Yeah,
We struggle with these assholes. Sunderland.
done 100%. After the 2-1.
Yeah, after the 2-1 and the other win that they had.
Oh, they done the double on us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, no,
Why do you think they got European football last season?
Oh,
One job. But
Yeah,
the
if we can
question for you two.
No,
Question
don't
for you
one
two.
job me, Robert. Don't one job me, mate. You bloody lost to them as well twice. Don't one
Yeah.
job me.
Walter made a thought he was in a red and white shirt, so
You
black and white shirt.
Um,
I'm
yeah,
the host.
now, Robert, where do you see Newcastle ending up?
If we can keep Bruno, bearing in mind it's still based on if we keep Bruno. Mid-table.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even confident. You guys, I'm not showing no chest at all. I'm not confident about this season coming up. I
Remind
think
you,
mid-table.
you lost quite a
We've
few.
lost.
Wissa,
I can
Isak.
go through the list. I'll go through the list. We've lost from the squad last season. Trippier's gone. Emil Croft's gone, who was he can play right back and centre back. This is a squad rotation.
Tonali's
We've
gone.
lost. Tonali's gone. Gordon's gone. Willock's going to Besiktas apparently.
Isak's gone.
Isaac left. So
Wissa's gone.
no, Wish is still there.
Oh, is he?
Still there. He was at World Cup, wasn't
Okay.
he? So already like we've lost several first team key players. Apparently Nick Pope might be going to Ipswich or Hull, from what I've read.
And then
We've only
Bruno is a question mark.
if we keep Bruno for one more season, we should be fine. If we don't keep Bruno, I'm concerned. If we don't keep if we lose Bruno and we bring in 4 or 5 players who are not proven, I am concerned. Like
Ben Jacobs.
massively concerned.
Ben Jacobs just dropped. He said, "Understand Chelsea are seeking 25 plus add-ons for Axel Disasi. Roma and Milan are clubs that have inquired them."
Man,
All right then. If do you want to do a deal, Robert? Bruno Guimaraes for Axel Disasi, and you give us 25 mil.
Patrick, you're drugs. We've done this conversation before.
Hey, I'm on the best drugs there is, copium, mate.
The thing is, my main thing for next season, like what you guys said, I want to be. I've had enough. I've had enough of press conferences on KG's channel. I want to beat Sunderland. I almost swore. None of you guys can. No, he can't hear you guys swear, but he can definitely hear me swear. I want to beat Sunderland because I've had enough of them beating us and me doing press conferences on the KG show. To be honest, if we lose to you a lot, I don't really mind because, yeah, it is what it is. I want to beat Arsenal. I want to beat Arsenal next season. I want to beat
everyone's
Arsenal.
Everyone's on our hit list. Every team.
I mean,
is on our hit list.
There's definitely going to be a video on KG. There's definitely going to be live on KG's channel, like where we put our predictions of where we're going to end up.
Mhm.
But I just want this transfer. I want the transfer market to be finished, and see what other players that we bring in before we talk about the season.
I honestly think Newcastle will bring in at least 4 or 5 more players as well. I can see them doing it. Like we brought in a 19-year-old striker who's gone into our academy from Leventi or something. Yeah.
No, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm gonna go.
yeah, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a day. Anything else you want to say, guys?
Yeah.
Of like channels or whatever. I don't mind. Just
Talking to Chelsea, I ain't been doing much, but I will be soon.
this channel's been quiet for the past few weeks, but talking to Chelsea. What about you, Caps? Just relaxing, chilling.
Yeah, just relax. I ain't got a channel.
But no, guys, take
Yeah.
care of yourself. We're going to say
You too,
one more
man.
thing. We're going to say one more thing. What do you think of Arsenal?
Shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. So take it easy, guys. I'll speak to you soon.
Do
All right,
that,
take it
all.
easy, man.
Take it easy, my friends.